year has been incredibly tough. Among the many sectors that took a hit from this pandemic and the financial crisis, among them were our higher ed institutions. But the impact wasn't just felt by our students, wasn't just felt by the faculty who have fancy letters after their names, and it wasn't just felt by the staff who work at those public universities.
I think there's a bipartisan scrum back there. Members, we have a colleague wishing to address the body. We're glad that you're all getting along. Chair recognizes Representative Aiyash.
I'm hoping there'll be bipartisan support for this amendment. So, as I said, it's not about the faculty, it's not about the students, but more importantly, our community suffered. Now, you're probably wondering, well, why the heck would a community suffer when the university is impacted? It's because if you look at schools like Wayne State and U of M, they serve more than just a place for people to get their degrees. Rather, they're spaces for communities to come together. They offer services for people like free Wi-Fi and public libraries. And they have an opportunity for people to look at the rich history and art and so many other academic treasures that this state has. But I know the majority of this chamber loves fiscal responsibility, so I want to focus on one of the more important parts, jobs. Universities hire a whole lot of people. And like I said, it's not just the folks with the fancy letters, it's the folks that clean up the lecture halls when things are over, who serve food to our students and our faculty, and who do all the other jobs that are needed to make sure that a public university functions well. And among those schools is Wayne State University. Now, we have 15 schools in the state of Michigan, public universities, and we are constitutionally required to fund those schools. Again, we all took an oath on the Michigan and the United States Constitution. So we are required to fund these schools, Madam Chair. And our Wayne State Warriors are a part of the only, as my colleague from the 1st District said, only urban research university in the state. And 40% of our physicians, 4 in 10 doctors in Michigan, are Wayne State Warriors, many who put their lives on the line during this pandemic. The university has $2.5 billion of economic impact in our state. It's a whole lot of money. And it's clear that Wayne State, again, provides jobs. It's a place that gives students an opportunity to learn and continues to make Michigan the academic marvel of the country. So it's fiscally irresponsible to reduce funding for our public schools, for our public universities, rather. In Detroit, Wayne State is the 10th largest employer in the city, and the University of Michigan is one of the largest employers in all of Washtenaw County. Now, I've heard a lot of talk over the last few weeks about getting people to get off their UIA. I don't know how we get people to do that if we're not giving universities the funding just to make sure that so many of these people are getting back to work. Madam Chair, the reason I'm able to give a speech today without a mask is because of the work of a Wayne State Warrior that played a major role in the vaccine development. Shout out to Dr. McClellan. Spartans, Chippewas, and Lakers agree, and whether you're an Eagle, a Wolverine, a Husky, a Bulldog, a Grizzly, a Wildcat, a Cardinal, a Bronco, or you just don't like any animals, it doesn't make economic, social, or public health sense to move towards a per-pupil model. Madam Chair, cutting budgets for these institutions that have already taken a large hit due to the pandemic is a disservice to the state. And this is not about protecting the ivory towers. Again, let's focus on the jobs. We want to get people back to work, make sure our institutions have the money to employ those people. So I urge my colleagues to support giving our schools the services they need to help our communities and our public institutions the opportunity to thrive. I urge a yes vote on this amendment. Thank you.